Ladies and gentlemen, have no fear, for I am here.
I am too.
We've got two people here, Thumpy here.
And I am Cajun the Rage.
And we've got a great series coming up ahead. Don't worry, chat, I know Call of Duty. I've been playing it since Black Ops 2, and I've been casting since Ghosts. So hopefully I'll be able to entertain you guys. Hopefully I'll be able to meet your standards. But we've got Space Jam, which consists of Savvy, Rampage, Tide, and Prim, going up against Vintage, Corrupt, Teza, Assassin, and Blouds. Now, I'm pretty unfamiliar with most of these players in this lobby, but hopefully it's going to be a close series, because close series are always the most entertaining, went back and forth. So I'm just going to hope it's going to be something along those lines. Yes, there is a spectator pass to this. It is $5. You are correct. Now, start things off, Space Jam is going to be in control of the hill. Corrupt going to be able to get a nice two-piece there in order to break it. Space Jam grabbing a quick 7-point lead. Now Corrupt going to be hopping in the hill. Going to be able to boost Gates. Savvy going to be falling at the hands of Corrupt. Now Vintage taking the early lead here. 8-7 with 35 seconds left in this hill.
Yes, indeed, and it looks like that will be a respawn coming in for Space Jam, getting a couple kills, trying to get this point back, and do they do for the moment? It looks like there's still a bit of positioning here. Yep, can't do that. Can't do that. Looks like a couple more kills do come out for Vintage. Now coming into the spawn. Looks really good on statue, but only 15 seconds left. They're going to have to make a good rotation to Main Street if they want to take it.
Currently, Space Jam going to be holding the spawns for the next side, but we do have one player from Vintage, that is Blouds, pushing in the far back. This kill on Prim there is huge. If he can get this kill, he's going to force all Space Jam to spawn back hole, and you can see on the minimap, Tide and Prim did just spawn there. And nice nades from Blouds. Going to be getting Rampage out of that hill area, alleviating some of the pressure that Space Jam was applying. Blouds just single-handedly made a huge play there. Now the contest coming in, and it looks like Vintage is going to be able to hold that. That's 3 players down for Space Jam. Savvy, the last one, going to be pushing through lights. Going to be players in front of him. The nade coming in, and it's going to be a challenge. There we go. He's
Tide getting 2 with that nade.
That is a huge nade. Teza and Corrupt falling at that nade. 30 seconds left in the hill. Vintage maintaining a 20-point lead.
Yes, indeed. There's still control going over to Vintage. Definitely feeling good about the first 2 points. Rampage now on this hard point with 20 seconds left. Able to take out that last remaining person. And now with the respawns coming in, they are looking towards the rotation, towards that next point. The Dog's Warehouse is going to be a hot contest here. So we do see Blouds going in, taking a couple shots, trying to get Tide. Does win that fight. That will be dog control going over to Vintage.
New hill coming in now. You've got 2 players from Space Jam pushing through gates. And it looks like they weren't going to be able to be successful in that push, but they're all going to be spawning coal side now. And on this hill, you typically want to spawn back brew because you want to think about the rotations, you want to think about what the next hill is going to be. And it's brew, so you want to try and hold that side to get the easiest rotation possible. When you're spawning crane, you still got to run all the way around the map. And rotating just becomes a pain. So I would argue that aside from, getting the time in the hill, the main objective that you want to have on this side of the hill is you want to hold that red chain, you want to hold that back brew spawn in order to make rotating to the next hill as easy as possible. And you can see Rampage recognizes that goal, and that's why all of Space Jam is taking the long route here. They're going to try and get some kills, waves of kills here, and force Vintage to spawn out so that they can get time on this next money hill and brew.
Seems like they're succeeding at that. It looks like, as I say, that Tide does go down, but Prim does get a kill back. Rampage will win that gunfight right there, going down.
And you can see Rampage now going to be spawning in for the next hill.
Yep.
And there we go. There are going to be 2 players in front of him. Teza and Rampage both going to be absolutely amazing again. Rampage making a smart play, backing off there. Let's take a look at the side of Vintage. They have quite the lead. I want to see if any of them have any streaks to work with. Blouds, Assassin, that is 3 down for Space Jam. And they're going to be spawning out. They're going to be spawning red. Prim has to do what he can to hold this hill here. There's going to be a player quickly. Prim able to get 1, but not able to get that second kill there. Rampage doing what he can now to hold this hill. There is going to be a player. Blouds falling.
Space Jam all over this point, but getting taken down right now. Looks like that will be Teza picking up 2. However, does get traded out in the end. Corrupt taking out Savvy, and that will be a point over to Space Jam for the last 17 seconds. Looks like they're going to need to rotate over to the last point where Doc's Crane. They want to make this work.
There.
Yep, sucks. Definitely the worst.
Yeah, it's no worse feeling than when you know you have a win in front of you and you just run out of ammo, so you just stare at him blankly for a second and you just go, yeah, I'm dead now. There's nothing worse as a player to me. From getting a huge 2-piece.
Well
now,
done.
is still going to spawn in. Well, 2 of them are going to be spawning on the ground. You got 2 players pushing that back. Tide going to be falling. Blouds with a huge two-piece.
Corrupt
That
going nuts here.
Prim and Rampage. Rampage getting a nice two-piece. Rampage going to be pushing up. Only at 7 bullets. So it's a solid reload. There we go. Assassin not going to be able to get that as well. Rampage going on a rampage. And he is going to be falling now finally. Corrupt was on a 4-point streak. I was about to switch to him, but he did manage to fall.
Teza's been holding his point so well. Just look how he plays that low grind, able to get anyone that tries to come through that door. They are fearing it on the side of Space Jam, not able to get it, and that's another kill going over to Teza. Able to hold Doc's Warehouse. He knows this map so well that he's able to just hold right here, not taking any damage, and getting a 4-kill streak on just this point.
Well, taking a look at the scoreboard going into the second rotation of Hills. Now the first hill again. I mean, all you see from Vintage is just pure slaying out. You see Corrupt 16 and 10, Teza and Assassin both 17 and 9. Teza with 1 minute and 10 seconds in Hill as well. Corrupt with 1 minute and 1 second. Cloud not doing too shabby either, 19 and 12 with 25 seconds in that Hill time. Space Jam, honestly, what it really comes down to is just spawn control and slaying out. I mean, that could be pretty much said for any hardpoint map, but you're getting shut down and slaying power, and you're not holding spawns. It's tough to do. But 20 seconds left, and they do have spawns for the next hill. So let's see how the red team, Vintage here, decides to push up and try and break this. You can see 2 players from Space Jam have fallen, and you can see player number 7 that is Tide is going to be backing up to hold that front fire. Oh, Tide's actually going to be
he actually
out.
went down pretty much immediately, and that will be Rampage and Savvy now coming in for that hard point. Looks like the next hill will be spawning up now. So now with Main Street, it looks like Space Jam does have control currently, but Vintage is moving in, feeling pretty good about this 3v2 situation. Now 3v1, and that will be a point going over to Vintage. Definitely going to be able to hold that.
Who is that hill? That is Blouds again, grabbing that hill time. There's going to be a player who is bright and light. Down for Space Jam, and Nade coming in, and that is 2 down for Vintage. Teza now going to do what he can to hold off this push. He is going to be the front line here. Now Corrupt is going to be rotating through back fire to try and maintain main. I am tripping over my words.
You're doing well. You're doing well, man. You know what? And that's why I respect you so much. Thumper definitely, Thump B, excuse me. Sorry.
You're forgiven just this once.
It's all
Don't
good,
let it happen
man.
again.
It's all good. And now as we get a breath here, Vintage definitely feeling very good on Main Street. Up 190 to 80, over a 100-point lead as the next hill does start to come in. Next 5 seconds. Looks like they have control of that as well. So now, what does Space Jam do? How do they get out of this mess?
Well, you do see that they did spawn in. They spawned underground, so what you need to do is, it's over after this hill if you don't break it. It's 250 points to win, and you've got 204 seconds with 50 seconds. Now, I mean, you've knocked all the Vintage players out, so they can't win off of this hill quite yet, but it's going to be pretty darn close. So what you need to do is you need to break this hill, and you need to hold back to the side.
It's going to be hard if you keep dying.
Yeah, Blouds is just doing a fantastic job of holding this hill, and I've been noticing that Blouds has also been getting those early initial kills off of rotation. Coincidence, we are unable to do listen-ins, unfortunately. I don't have the ability, nor do I have the patience to do them right now. So I apologize about that. But you can see Blouds did spawn out, not where you want to spawn with the next hill coming in. 10 seconds left on this old hill. Vintage grabs that time, and it looks like they're not going to. We're going to be going into the next hill, 229 to 85.
Yes, indeed. A hard hill to climb, but it looks like it will be the challenge of Space Jam as barrel building now spawned. It looks like we do have a bit of an invade coming in as number 6. That will be Rampage, defending as best he can, but Clouds now coming in full force. Doesn't win the gun battle, and now Space Jam actually have an advantage here. They've spawned in, and now we see Vintage actually coming out from the north side, trying to push in. Can they do it, though? We have Rampage definitely losing right there.
Savvy and Prim now inside the hill for Space Jam. 2 players from each team going to be contesting it. This time is huge, as it can still be the difference between a victory or a loss right now. And Space Jam doing a fantastic job of holding on, but Vintage now able to break it. Assassin doing what he can. Now Rampage hopping in, good and try and contest it. 3 players from Vintage doing what they can to break it. 15 seconds left. It's no longer a winnable hill, so they do need to rotate. And you only see 1 player on the map rotating right now, and that is Prim.
But the
Prim and
spawns.
his teammates spawning. Yes, Prim did get those spawns for his teammates. There's Blouds from Vintage. Going to be pushing up now. All of Vintage going to be going for that rotation. Blouds not able to get that. Going to be spawning out on docks. You've got Prim holding this hill. We could see a comeback. It's not likely. It's going to look a little bit tough. It's the uphill battle, but it's not over until the COD gods say it's over.
The COD God saying it's over now because honestly I'm seeing a lot of death and a lot of kill feeds coming up red as we look at the
All
screen.
depends on what Tide can do here, and that's not going to be a whole lot. There's one player, that is Prim, pushing behind. 5 seconds left on the clock, and that is going to be it. Vintage going to be taking map 1 over Space Jam. There we go.
Pretty one-sided match, I have to say.
That was a pretty dominant performance out of Vintage, 250 to 109, almost putting them in the 100-point club. You can see Louds, the early rotator of this Vintage team, getting the play of the game. Great job holding that power position and fire. Oh,
And
did he get
definitely-
that?
Not only were their aggressive plays very good, but also the defense. When I look at Teza, I look at that Doc's crane. It was so amazing.
Crazy
just to
the
see
COD
that.
gods.
Thank you, GH Freak. Definitely a lot of religion going around as Vintage taking that match. If we go into match 2, we go into the S&D, is there something that we can fix? Is there something that's quick and easy for Space Jam if they want to come out of this alive, keep the series going?
So S&D is a completely different play style from Respawn. I mean, I've seen teams that have been, we saw earlier, a team that just got 40-point clubbed in hardpoint was able to win the first 2 rounds of Search and Destroy, was actually able to pick up 3 total. But so it's a totally different play style. So it all depends on how well Space Jam is able to adapt and maintain their composure. Yes, you're down a map, but you've still got 2 more maps to play. You can win the next 2.
Hey,
you're
dude,
good
can you
to
hear
go.
me now?
Now Vintage also
Hey,
has
bro,
to
can you hear
adapt
me,
and
dude?
not play overconfident and
Can you hear me?
overconfident. I mean, when you slay out that
Nice.
move, not one player on
I'm
your team
back,
even went negative or even
motherfuckers.
close to negative.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Justin?
Over-aggressive and really,
I can hear you.
you like to challenge things a lot.
What's
a lot
going
of
on, guys?
Play style
I
after
can
winning
hear
a
you
map
low
like
as
this.
fuck,
So
though. How do I raise
hopefully
my
they'll play
volume?
Search and Destroy brainless, per se, but it could go either way.
Good, absolutely. And we are back to London Docks for a Search and Destroy.
Hey, chat, how's the casting now? Sorry, I had to be a little bit petty there.
It's all good. It's all good. We are having a lot of fun here at Long Beach Operation Thunderstorm number 2 coming in as we start this next match. Vintage up 1-0 in this series. Space Jam going to look for the comeback as soon as he possibly can. Interesting to see exactly how they pull this. We've seen Teza definitely working a lot of overtime on Doc's Warehouse. You have to feel like he knows exactly where to go, and he's very familiar with this map, knows exactly how to play defensive and offensive. If he can translate that to the S&D, then I feel like this is a pretty easy match for Vintage.
I want to hop on board with Teza off the start here. He's going to be using that sniper, and that's always a very interesting.
Do we switch?
What's up?
Do we switch? I feel like Vintage and Space Jam are...
Yep, they switched it. They switched it on us. I told them they were going to be axes throughout the series, and they said, nah, Thumpy, we're not going to listen to you. So now the teams are flipped. Space Jam is Vintage, and Vintage is Space Jam. Please forgive me on that. Nothing is going to be crossing A, so Teza's not going to be able to use that sniper too well to his advantage there. Let's hop on board with the bomb carrier. It looks like we're going to have a strong B push. Smoke grenade coming in. Going to be blocking off that gate line of sight. And there is going to be a player directly across that blue truck there. Who is that? I believe that is Corrupt, but Corrupt going to be able to take out the bomb carrier. Rampage is going to be there to get his trade.
Yep, and that will be a 3v3 coming in, but as I say that will be a good snipe coming in from Teza, using that sniper rifle on the cross as well as he possibly could. Like I said, this man knows the map. He understands where the good points are, and he knows how to use that 1903 the best of his ability, and B now is under full protection. It's Vintage now in a 2v2 at that offense. Like Teza, oh, that will be a kill going in, and that will be 1v1 who eventually goes over to Vintage as they will take that first round.
Yeah, that was fantastic trades coming from the Vintage team there. One player falling immediately, and Blau just was able to win that 1v1 against Prim. Prim looking at the wrong side. Just a 50-50 chance, really. But just guessed wrong. The coin flip was not in his favor there. That first round is going to be going to Vintage. The teams are flipped. Please forgive me. So, fun fact before the next game starts. If you're wondering why there's a 4 in Space Jam instead of the letter A, it's because apparently Call of Duty considers the word space to be profanity.
Hey,
So
you can't say that on stream, Thumpy.
I'm sorry.
You can't say that.
I'm sorry.
You know, we're going to get fined for that. We're going to get the mature audience tag, and then we're going to have to deal with that whole thing.
Well. But apparently the Call of Duty decided that it was going to be profanity, so that we weren't able to make their team name that, so we did what we could to adjust, so that's why it's Sp4cejam. Now, while I'm over here running my mouth, it's now 1-1.
Sp4cejam actually picked that up pretty cleanly. I believe that was just a clean
Oh yeah, that was just that was a solid sweep.
Yeah, overall, just coming back, that's what we want to see. As we were talking about in the last game, mentality is 100% of this. So yes, you lost the first map. Yes, you lost the first round of this one. But you can come back from that. All you need to do is just believe in yourself, communicate, and really utilize the map to the best of your ability.
Chat, I want to hear some predictions. Right now, it is 1-1. What do you guys think the round count is going to be for the Search and Destroy matchup here? Let me know what you think. And if you get it right, I'll give you a shout out on stream.
You know, as a caster, I'm hoping for the 5-5.
Oh, round 11s are always so entertaining to cast. But so far, it's going to be a slow round 3 to start things off.
Yeah, I have.
And
Oh,
Corrupt's going to be getting first blood.
Oh man, I love the use of long range. Definitely more exciting than these skirmishes. Like, boo! Look how unentertaining that was. And as I say that,
I mean, that was a pretty solid kill there from Assassin.
Yes, indeed. Ty taking his chances now is able to win that.
That was close. Tied now in a 1v3, but wasn't going to be able to win it. Sp4cejam now going to be down 1-2.
Ooh, and as we look in the chat, looks like we do have dissenting opinions. That's what we like to see. Definitely going to be a close one no matter what. Because both these teams seem to know what the other is doing, and they seem to be in each other's heads. Who comes out ahead is entirely about who can feel out the other team, who can say, I want to go offense, I want to do it, and I want to go defense. I really want to win.
1-2 now. No player is going to be using that sniper on this Sp4cejam team, unfortunately. Now not going to be seeing anything on that A cross. Still a slow round again, but over at B, we've got some action going down. It looks like they're going to be getting super aggressive with that bomb. Teza going to be pushing up. Oh, that was a fantastic bait and switch right there. Teza backing off, letting Blouds watch his push. And Savvy ran straight into it. Now a 2v4. And the bomb is down at B. Rampage. I wasn't able to switch to him fast enough.
Oh,
Sp4cejam now down 1-3 in this Search and Destroy.
Now we were talking about Teza, and we saw some fantastic play. As you said, the bait and switch was incredibly good. I still think this is the guy to look out for. In all honesty, Thumpy, I look at this map, I look at the plays over the last couple. I feel like Teza is definitely maneuvering in a way that other teams just haven't been able to adapt yet. Sp4cejam trying their best, but again, just rotations coming out of Teza, the paths, the bait and switch, the team play, all looking amazing right now for Vintage.
Now on board with Teza. He's going to be watching that A cross again.
Getting hype in the stadium.
Oh, I love to hear that. I love hearing people scream over video games. No sarcasm at all.
Is it because you're a shoutcaster?
For the most part.
I agree.
Now, another slow round 5 to start things off. Teza not going to be giving up that cross. And oh, here we go. Oh! Prim. Able to hit that.
As I praise him, sniped immediately.
Somebody got a little bit upset about that snipe. I heard that he wants a break. But he's not going to be getting that break. Now, a 4-on-3. Vintage. Or, I'm sorry, Sp4cejam with the odds in their favor. Cancel that. Now a 3-on-3. Vlad's able to pick up a kill there. Prim, oh, pre-firing. There's play in front of him. Oh, missing that shot. He hit that. That would have been huge. And Corrupt going to be chasing. There's going to be a player in front of him. Rampage falling. Now Prim and Savvy. And a 2-on-2. That's Corrupt. When did Blouds fall? I must have missed something. My apologies.
He died. And now the bomb has been picked up by Prim. Going to be looking towards, looks like A. Out there, but we do see someone from there. That will be Assassin camping the low ground. Trying to see if he can pick something up here. He's not spotted yet. He's got the perfect position.
Assassin is in a pretty powerful corner there. Let's just...
The plant's going down.
You take a look at that spot right there. You see that?
Through the window, is able to kill him. The bomb was still planted.
Now one-on-one Assassin against Savvy, and there we go.
Sp4cejam coming back into this. That's what we like to see. Definitely getting closer as it's now a 3-2 with an advantage over to Vintage. Will they be able to pull this out? As we were saying in the last game, the last few rounds are definitely going to get a lot harder here on out.
3-2 now. Vintage up against Sp4cejam. Savvy just hit those shots last round that he needed to. And thanks to the mantle, there wasn't much anything Assassin could have done. We are on board with Prim right now. And it looks like Prim's going to be watching that A cross. And are we going to see an A push? No, we're seeing a quad mid push. Everybody went into beer. And they're going to be playing slow and steady to win this race against the clock here.
And as we say that, it looks like they are now pushing out towards A on the backside. Vintage not ready for this quite yet. Still looking out, not able to want. This will be a cross match. Prim.
Oh, Prim. Oh. Prim.
Not able to find the shots.
Knows one player is crossed, and thinks they know that one is mid-steps. Assassin going to be falling. Now a 3-on-3. They know where Blouds is at, and I think Vintage is using that to their advantage, leaving the other two players in Brew. And there we go, Teza now going to be spotted as well. And I believe Blouds is just waiting for the right time to plant. Now 30 seconds left on the clock.
It looks like
now Prim in a 1-on-3.
Prim, you have to go in. You know that bomb's being planted. You know exactly where they are. But at the same time, there's one behind him. It looks like that will be Teza actually rotating behind and finding the kill.
Now a 4-2 lead for Vintage. Teza able to pick up that final kill. Do you see? Excuse me.
It's all good.
Chat, I'm tired. I left Phoenix at 2 o'clock in the morning to come out here. So I'm a little bit tired, so forgive me if I yawn. But
Jack, give this man a shout out. Give my man Thumpy a shout out.
Let me know how much you appreciate me, if
I
at all.
appreciate you, Thumpy.
I appreciate you. 4-2. Do you see a comeback at all coming out of Space Jam?
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. I actually do, because they did pick up those 2 rounds, and these are the final 2. If Vintage want to pick this up, they are exceptionally hard. You have to get that incredibly strong mentality early. I don't know if they've shown that quite yet. They do know what to do with an advantage, but is it enough? So far right now, it's a 3v3. Is it going to be... Oh, Tide getting spotted, and that will be Assassin.
Fantastic patience out of there.
3v1 now.
Waiting for the right time to challenge Rampage. Now in a 1v3. And Vintage now up 5-2. It's do or die. Space Jam has to give a flawless search and destroy performance if they want to stay alive in this winner's bracket. But Vintage, 1 round away from advancing.
That last round, it's kind of like getting that last cup in water pong. Don't think about any other sport related to that, but water pong, definitely hard to get that last cup. Is it enough? But Vintage, on the front side, definitely going to be looking for this offense. They can find it.
And you see, now out of Vintage, no more sniping, no more watching that cross. I mean, it hasn't been a very favorable push for Vintage, as you can see here. Now they're going to be pushing up to D. And Prim is going to be getting first blood. That is huge. Assassin now going to be falling. Corrupt trying to hit some wall bangs, not going to be connecting with anything. And there is a player, and that is Rampage backfire. Oh, fantastic shots coming out of Corrupt. Now a 3-on-3 situation. Their location has been revealed to be at B. And you can see Vintage now set up perfectly to keep them trapped. You've got Tide watching that backfire rotation. You've got Savvy holding mid, and Prim and Cold making sure that they can't back up. So they've got all 3 players trapped in this general vicinity. Now Corrupt's going to be able to get a kill, and Corrupt was able to escape. And now, never mind, going to be getting shot in the back. Tide and Prim.
2v2 situation now.
1-on-2 now. Blouds last alive for his team. And the player Prim is going to be able to get away. This is winner's bracket, yes. 20 seconds left on the clock. Bomb is down gate.
Slam.
It's not looking like it's going to be a win now.
We're not going to be welcome to the jam. It looks like Blouds moving around the outside, not able to find that bomb quite yet. It's being watched right now. It's like, oh, they actually didn't see it.
There's one. Smart play. You have to back up there. Make sure you have no chance of losing that gunfight. Can't lose what you don't challenge.
Yep, but in the end of the day, he couldn't get the bomb plant down, so Vintage actually loses.
See, so right there, you see where Tide backed up? Tide backing up right there is what definitely won them that round.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Yeah, teams are switched. We told them to be Axis throughout the series and to be allies throughout the series. And unfortunately, they decided to change it up on us for the search and destroy. So teams are switched. It is Vintage that is up 5-3, not Space Jam.
Not at all, but once again, a slow start coming out. No first blood quite yet. First 20 seconds.
Now Prim is going to get spotted as he dives out. Does have bomb in hand. Now in a pickle.
More hype coming in from the venue as we see 2 kills coming in for Vintage. Assassin and Corrupt getting that. Will they be able to find another? He spotted out. Crib goes down.
You can't lose that. Tide now last alive in a 1v4. He is Space Jam's last hope.
This is the hype. This is where Tide has to bring
Assassin
it in.
team killed, so now it's a 1-on-3.
Why did he do that?
Either he was messing around or it was an accident. Either way, what's done is done. I mean, if I were Tide, I'd be thanking the COD gods for my lucky stars. I mean, a 1v3, one less than, 1v4. And Corrupt going to be challenging, and he is going to expect this player to his right, and he is going to be there. And Corrupt
And
able to
that
rip
will
him
be
off
it.
that head glitch. That's going to be it. Vintage winning the series 2-0. Fantastic performance out of them. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a moment with more Call of Duty action. Stay tuned.